Hello, this is Mr. Kent of MrKent.com, and I'm going to give you a little bit of my experience and some of the things that I have learned about Arvixe web hosting recently. And I say recently because they, in the past, have been a very superior web hosting company. But lately things have changed, and that's what I'm going to speak about. So let me start out by telling you that I started working on the internet, building pages and stuff back in 1995, and in 1999 I started my website, MrKent.com, and it has grown since then. So I've gone through a lot of hosting companies, and some were very satisfactory and some were not so satisfactory. But I've never had as many issues as I have had since I started with Arvixe. So, and by the way, I'll put a link here so that you can take a look at the history of my website, which includes a lot of the experiences that I've had. Anyway, in December of 2014, I needed to find a virtual private server. I was stepping down from a dedicated server, and so I did some research, and Arvixe had excellent reviews. So I went to Arvixe, and they were very friendly and very helpful. Tech support was great, and I got my website all set up in December of 2014. Somewhere along the line, Arvixe was bought out by another company, and when that happened, then I began to have some issues with my website. Now we'll take a look at my site here, and this is MrKent.com. It's been around for a long time, and one of my most popular pages or applications is my international time clock. And this is where employers can sign up for free and put as many as 100 employees on the line, and they can clock in and clock out. And it's very easy to use. It automatically figures out your time zones and the times and all that. And you will notice that there are currently 18,691 accounts that have been active over like the last 30 days. So whenever this site goes down, 18,000 people are affected. And so it's very important to me to make sure that it's up and running all the time. Well, I switched over to Arvixe, and in December, and in January my site was down. And then again in March, my databases disappeared. And as the year went on, it became more and more difficult to be able to please my clients. And I don't want to be negative. Arvixe can run their business any way they please. It's their business, and I know there's new owners now, and they can run it any way they please. But what I want to do is let folks know that it's very difficult to keep your website running and to get technical support. They currently owe me $477.37, and I won't go into the details of that, but I have had to start a dispute through my Visa card, through the bank where my Visa card is located, to try to get that money back, and we'll see if that works or not. But like I say, Arvixe can run their business any way they want, but if they're dishonestly taking money from people, then they shouldn't be. People should be warned. They did have at the bottom of their page. Let me scroll down here. They did have a thing over here, right in this area, that said they were approved by the Better Business Bureau. Well, I went on their Facebook page over here, and I made a comment under their latest post and said, you guys need to remove that. Well, they actually did. They removed that because they, if you check with the Better Business Bureau, they have 70 complaints, and they are definitely not accredited by the Better Business Bureau. So let's get on with this. The reason that people set up a website is basically there's two reasons that you set up a website, and I want to warn the folks that are setting up websites. You either are just wanting to provide a service, or you're trying to generate some income, or both. And so that's why we set up our websites. And Arvixe is pretty much taking advantage of us folks, and so it's just it's not a good thing that they're doing. And they, like I say, they can run their business any way they want. What I'd like to do, I did some research. I started digging, and what I'd like to do is show you some of the reasons why Arvixe is doing what it's doing. This is, you can see the link at the top. I'll also put all of these links beneath this video on YouTube. But I'll just read this really quickly. Endurance International Group recently announced 3 acquisitions, including Arvixe LLC, a web hosting company sort of located in San Luis Obispo, California. I say sort of because according to the owner, Arvixe Hosting, whatever his name is, the firm has no offices, totally decentralized. People work out of boats, motorhomes, and ashrams. And it was sold for, as you can see down here, $22 million. So that's the current owners of Arvixe. All right. And then in doing some research and trying to locate some things that what's going on, I found another one here on Web Hosting Talk, and I'll scroll down and just quickly read that one. Well, I don't know if I'll read it to you, but anyway, this guy worked for them for 2 years. You can go to the link yourself. And they supposedly let 100 people go when they sold it, and 100 people missing from a company. No wonder when I would call to get tech support, I'd get somebody with a funny name, and they couldn't do tech support, but they would send my information on. And of course, I'm not going to go into my story because it's in the history of my website there. But they don't have any tech support because there's nobody working for them. And then let's see, we'll go over here. I've got one other. This is customer affairs. There's a link to this below the video, and here's some negative reports. It says, I've been using Arvixe for about a year. Up until a month ago, it was satisfactory service. Then my website went offline. It took them over 2 weeks to fix the issue. Then a week later, it happened again. For the past month, my website has been offline. Apparently, these guys don't care much about customer service. And he says to take your business elsewhere. And I kind of agree with that. And here's another one, and it just goes on down the line. They're just, they let their customers down. And so anyway, you can click on the links that I put with this video and check them out yourself. But what I'm saying is they can run their business however they want. It's their business. But I would warn anybody who is thinking about moving to a hosting service to look elsewhere. When I left Arvixe, I got to show you one more little thing here. Okay. One of the reasons that I started getting nervous was when I would go into cPanel, I would get this message here, which is, it says, this copy is a trial version and will expire at the end of the trial term, which I had no idea what that was, and you will need to upgrade to a paid copy to continue using the software after that term. Well, so then I started connecting with tech support, and they said they would create a ticket and send it on up. I did this for several weeks, and then finally I decided, this thing is going to close down, and all my databases will be lost. And so I downloaded everything and moved to another web hosting service, and and I actually moved to DreamHost because they have been recommended by PC Magazine as the #1 hosting service over the past 2 years. So that's why I went there. There's one other thing I need to show you. Here on the Arvixe home page. If we scroll down to this area right here, it says we send real surveys to our customers and publish the real reviews of our hosting services. So let's click on that. Click on that. Oh, there we go. Hosting reviews. Oh, here it comes. Okay, that took a little while. Anyway, so we come down here, and let's just take a look at Trevor. All right, he gives him a 10. Let's take a look at his site. We'll go there. This is Trevor's site, the guy that just gave him the big. There's nothing to click on. It's basically a dead site. So Trevor's a real trusting, gives him a 10. Let's go to the next one, all right? And they say it's going to come up in 7 days, 4 hours, 39 minutes, but their website isn't up and running either. So that one's not, I mean, you know, if you want to you want to think he's a good guy, well, I think these guys might be being paid off or something, and they're going to be there soon, but they don't have a website up and running. And let's go down to the next one here, and whoop, what do you know, there's no page there. So that website review is well, it's not reliable. And then here's another one, and this has nothing. It says coming soon, and it's nothing. So who's putting these websites up that say everything is so great? Let's see. Let's go down here. By the way, these are for September. Let's take a look at December's just for fun. It's running real slow. My wife might be on the internet or something. And there are no reviews for December. Okay, well, let's go back here. Well, let's go to... Now, I've gone through these, so let's go to July, just for fun. Take a look at July. And we'll take a look at what they have to say. Well, look, there's none there, but here are some people that have written in or said that they like Arvixe. And here's a page that is called Magneto Self for Pay. Let's click on electronics and see what this has to say. There are no products. So I don't know what this website's supposed to be, but he really likes Arvixe. And let's take a look at Computer Health Clinic. Oh, this one's under construction too. It's very interesting that the great customer reviews that Arvixe brags about are strange looking websites. Alright, so that's kind of a sarcastic ending to this video. Like I said, Arvixe can run their business however they want, but let me warn those of you who are wanting to find a good hosting service. If you've watched this video, I think that you may be convinced that you might want to continue looking. And like I said, I have switched over to DreamHost because they were recommended as the #1 hosting service for 2 years by PC Magazine. So thanks for listening, and I hope this has been helpful.